Hey guys, welcome back to Doc Lil Talks Comics, and in this episode we are going to talk about a greatest hit slash a initial assessment. So we're doing a double dip. But this is Man of Steel issue number 1 by John Byrne and Dick Giordano, and I'll keep it very simple. It is a well-drawn, absolute classic that rebuilds Superman piece by piece, Lego piece by piece, for a post-crisis universe. It was originally a 6-part miniseries that was bi-weekly. It gave John Byrne a chance to draw Superman, which was something he had always wanted to do, but you get to see a little bit of Krypton. You always only get to see a little bit of Krypton before Superman is whisked away to the Earth. And it shows a guy in Kansas, and Jor-El's wife Laura says he's burying his naked skin to the sun, and he's working the fields. You know, what kind of hell are you going to send our boy to? He says, not a hell, for him at least, more of a heaven, for the planet called Earth orbits a yellow star. Exposed to the radiation of that star, his Kryptonian cells will become living solar batteries, making him ever grow more powerful. Then we skip ahead to a story where Clark is the football team. And that's not a slip of the tongue. Clark pretty much won the entire state championship for his football team. And Pa Kent says, I need to show you something. So he explains, me and your ma found you in this bubble, and it was a starship, and you didn't come from this place. You are special. Every parent tells their kid that they're special, that they can create great things, that they can be more than what the previous generation thought they could be. But here he says, you really can be. He says, I first found out when a bull tried to run you down, and instead of getting trampled like my brother was under a thrasher, then there you were. And he learned he could fly. And he learned about all these things, but then eventually he gets weak, and he doesn't understand why. So he said, I'll take you home, son. And he moves to Metropolis. Ma Kent is making a book of all of his things, and there's a picture here, and it says mysterious Superman saves an airplane that was about to crash. And he says they all wanted a piece of me. They wanted a piece of me. I've been making Metropolis my home more or less than about 3 years now. It's a great town, big, exciting. It feels like home. And he said everything seemed to be going so perfectly with this spaceship, this NASA spaceship, and then an airplane crashed into it. It all happened so fast I wasn't sure what we were seeing, and he just jumped into it. He flew. He said I had to save those people. I felt a responsibility to save those people. So that's what he did. And in the end, when they land, Lois Lane jumps up and she's like, hey, come here. Where do you think you're going? She was right in front of me, and I knew I couldn't escape her questions, and yet somehow I didn't want to. I don't know. She's not as beautiful as a movie star, but she has a quality, something I've never seen in any other woman, almost fire in those big dark eyes. And so he came home to Smallville, and they end up making him a suit so that he can fly off and be Superman and protect other people. It is a pure distillation of who Superman is, who Clark Kent is. This series is almost, and I say almost, as good as Superman for All Seasons by Jeff Loeb and Tim Sale. Almost, not quite. But this book is amazing, and if you can pick it up at your shop, you really should. I'm sure they're not just going to do the first issue. I'm sure they'll do a reprint of the next 5 issues as well. And if you can get those, then you will not be disappointed. This was a great start for 1980s Superman, and it gives people a love letter from John Byrne about the Man of Steel. He tried to do it again in 1998 with Spider-Man Chapter 1. It didn't quite land the same way. I think they stretched it out too far. They tried to make it a year-long thing, or at least a 12-issue miniseries, and they should have just done 6 issues and let him distill it as deeply as he did this. So anyway, guys, this is most definitely one of the greatest hits and one of the best initial assessments of any series that I've ever read. It's fun, it's light, it's airy, it's not heavy, it's not preachy. It just gets to the heart of who Superman and Clark Kent is, and sometimes you need to go back to the basics to have a greatest hit. Thank you for joining me, guys. That book was fun. That was a lot of fun to read. And so if you guys get the opportunity to read it, I really hope that you take that opportunity to do so. Thank you for watching this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel, and I've got a lot more great stuff coming up. Take care.